Are you addicted to the old school amplifier sound, whereby each manufacturer had a definite character? Stay tuned, because I'm about to tell you where you can go back in time to hear such character, but with the clarity, presence, and value of 2024. Hi everyone, Mark from Audio Pursuit. Let's get the legal out of the way. I received the Galion TS A75 amplifier a little over a month ago after requesting a review sample from Thomas Tan of Galion Audio. I'm not being paid or compensated in any way for this review. The video was not previewed by anyone at Galion before going live on YouTube. For all my fandom over the latest generation of Class D amplification, I've been searching for a true solid-state AB amplifier. While I enjoyed my quite neutral Parasound A23 amplifier designed by the terrific John Curl, I still desired something with greater authority and emotional impact. Well, I found it in a new product from longtime Canadian audio retailer and YouTube home audio promoter Thomas Tan. Working with amplifier designers, Tan has come up with a product for $1,500 that deserves serious auditioning: the Galion TS A75. First off, the A75 is built in the old school manner. It is not slimline, it's tall, rather square without the heat sinks. Overall, it's approximately 17 inches wide, 12 inches deep, and 6¼ inches tall. It weighs 39 pounds compared to current Class D offerings at less than half that weight. The 75 watts per channel into 8 ohms or 100 watts into 4 ohms may seem a bit underwhelming, but due to the 200,000 UF capacitance, and that's 100,000 for each channel, this amplifier has the current on hand to drive normally power-hungry speakers such as my Magnepan 0.7s comfortably. The front face is a black brushed aluminum with a simple power button that glows from a blue LED when pressed, along with the brand and logo on the front. The top has the identification as well, and by removing just a few screws, the insides are accessible. A peek under the hood shows the beefy old school design. The 2 channels are relegated to each side of the chassis. One of the things you'll notice when you look closely is that there are actually 2 transformers, one stacked on top of another. The rear panel has both RCA and XLR inputs with a push button to designate which input connection you wish to use. The 5-way binding post arranged horizontally in the center, and below that is the socket for the 3-way power cord. Review sample arrived from another reviewer, so there was no need for burning in the electronics. After 2 different listening sessions, I settled in on turning on the amplifier a good 30 minutes before actually playing the music. I just found that that amount of time allowed the amp to warm up nicely, and I was rewarded with dynamics that were richer and provided a more engrossing performance. So what is the sonic signature of the A75? Simply, it is designed for human enjoyment, not flat line measurements. During the design and build process, Thomas Tan went back and forth with the engineers, making several tweaks to create a truly immersive audio experience. That does not mean that it is overly juiced at certain frequencies. Definitely not. Instead, it's just the tweaks that bring out the best in the bass response, a lush mid-range, natural high frequencies, and clarity. Listening to Sade, the sultry romanticism of her vocals is ever present. The track Cherish the Day. One feels the deep bass and its graphic texture with it, and the resolution of the instruments are fully intact while her vocal talent doesn't step back, but instead is warm and true. It did not matter whether I was listening to the Veri-fi Audio Scouts, LSA Signature 80s, or my Magnepan .7s, and even the Buchart S400 Mark IIs I have in for review. The A75 character could be heard through each speaker. Now, some of you may consider this a sin, that the equipment, especially an amplifier, is imparting its own character rather than just passing the music through. Well, let's consider tube amplification. It has its own audio quality and character, a warm richness due to the harmonics from the vacuum tubes. Class D, especially the GAN technology, offers up tremendous clarity. But for some listeners, even that lacks a little bit of warmth. Traditional solid-state AB design hits between the two. Then it comes down to the manufacturer. Macintosh, for example, has a particularly chesty sound, while Krell and Bryston offer almost hyper-detailed sonics. Therefore, in my humble opinion, the idea of absolute purity is something that is a listener choice rather than an absolute. Now, previously, I mentioned the Magnepan .7s that I own. Normally, in my experience, anything less than 200 watts per channel into 8 ohms is pretty worthless with these speakers, as the brand is absolutely power hungry and craves as much juice as the owner can provide. With its true high current reservoir, the A75 has an impressive grip on the .7s. While I still prefer the 600 watts per channel of the Emerald Physics 600.2 SE, the fact that the A75s made the .7 sing really is impressive, and all without getting more than just slightly warm to the touch when really pushed. With the budget-friendly mini monitor Scouts, the bass frequencies were impressive, to the point where I, on a couple of occasions, left the subwoofer off and let the combination of the A75 and the Scouts go it alone. The mid-range of the Scouts was wonderfully flushed out with the A75. The fact that such an inexpensive speaker could present the qualities of this amplifier really does say a great deal about both. The LSA Signature 80s, in addition to the bass, also gave a hint of that rich chestiness of the mid-range, while the planar tweeter stayed smooth and engaging. Listening to the Doobie Brothers, the A75, with its clean, solid-state output, allowed for very specific soundstage instrument placement, along with a whole lot of fun. There is something about that band that just continually surprises me with its dynamics. We know about Supertramp, but the Doobie Brothers offer a lot as well. The A75 recreates that sound with all the emotional engagement present. Now, I'm not going to give away too much about the pairing with the Buchart S400 Mark II speakers, but let's just say that the match is absolutely first rate. The qualities well known in the speakers balance perfectly with the signature of the A75, whether it be the Milk Carton Kids with their spare, simple folk style sound, or the progressive, engineered music of Alan Parsons, the contemporary jazz of the underrated group Foreplay, with its toe-tapping marriage of instruments, or the beauty of a bronze orchestral masterpiece. The A75 never misses out on creating space, energy, and ease of listening. On the Galion website, Thomas Tan discusses the holographic sonic nature of the A75. After some 50 plus hours of listening, I couldn't agree more. Instruments truly do have space and defined placement on the recreated soundstage in my 11 by 10 foot listening room. Now I do have to wonder if Thomas Tan has his eyes set on creating an integrated amplifier version. If it is truly anything like the A75, I believe it would be wildly popular. As a reviewer, it is our job to find limitations whenever possible in order for the viewer or reader of these reviews have the best possible amount of information to judge whether you, as a potential buyer, should take the opportunity to audition any piece of equipment. In the case of the Galion TS A75, the only thing that I can say is that during the first 2 days of the review, I noticed a slight grounding style hum coming from the amplifier. It turned out that a bad fluorescent light bulb in my listening room was the culprit. Once replaced with an LED, the hum disappeared. Beyond that, I found no fault or limitation in the A75. Since parting with my Parasound A23 amplifier, I've been in search of a solid-state unit to replace it. And I have not found one that engaged me completely, as I've come to the point now in my audio journey that I am not going to settle. I will find the best amplifier within my budget. Well, the search is over. After selling a few pieces of extra equipment, I plan on purchasing the Galion TS A75 and make it a part of what I hope is my final system of separates. The sound is so engaging. It is at times beyond words. It's immersive, fully three-dimensional, and never fatiguing. Truly comfortable, like a broken-in pair of jeans and a sweatshirt we wear on the weekends. Across all the frequencies, Thomas Tan has done the slight adjustments right where I believe the overwhelming majority of audio enthusiasts want the warmth, resolution, and detail present. The Galion TS A75 is a must audition for $1,500, at least until the tariffs take hold. It is the true steal of the year in amplifiers, in my humble opinion. And I'm going to declare that the A75 is awarded the Audio Pursuit Power Amplifier 2024 because it touches your soul, and that's what it's all about. Thanks for watching, and once again, turn off the social media and turn on the music. Take care, everyone.